Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know that it's been a long time. It's been almost a year since I made a video, mainly due to some personal reasons, but I'm excited to be back putting out content on a regular basis. If you haven't done so, hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you enjoy this type of content. So today, we're going to be looking at the latest release information from Salesforce specifically. I have the slide deck. And the link for it is in the description if you'd like to take a look at it for yourself. But this is going to be a little bit longer form video, less editing. So it's just going to be me talking about the updates, going through the slides, and seeing what I find interesting out there. So if you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. But we're just going to jump straight into it. As you can see, we have the Spring 25 release overview deck. The way this works is on slide 3, you're able to select the section you would like and then go directly to that slide. So we are going to first take a look at the latest flow updates that we have. So I'm just using the right arrow key to go through this. We have the flow enhancements. First up, we have the Einstein drafted flows. So generate flows with natural language prompts. If you've been following Salesforce, this update has been coming and they've talked about it in previous releases. So the solution, how to configure. So Einstein for Flow is auto enable for users with Einstein setup enabled. It is available to Einstein 1 orgs or orgs with the Einstein add-on. After enabling, admins can click the new flow button in flow setup and then select the option let Einstein help build and enter a prompt. They have a couple of screenshots of what that looks like here. So obviously with AI and where we're headed, this is going to become even bigger over time. I think it's a really great update for us admins, could save some time. I'm wondering, for me, I'm interested to see how it works with complex orgs and custom objects and how it navigates more complex situations. But this is a really neat update we have coming. Next, we have Einstein drafted summaries. So this feature is auto-enabled for orgs with Einstein setup enabled, and it's available to Einstein 1 orgs. So admins can find the flow they want to summarize under setup or from the flows tab in the automation lightning app and can open it up in flow builder to summarize. Have a couple of screenshots here what that looks like. And this is great. I think documentation is always key, and us admins sometimes blow through that and skip that section. So I think this is going to be a very useful tool for us admins to better document our flows and make it easier for people that come after us to look at why we built something a certain way and how it's built. So now we have generative formulas for flow. As you can see, the first 3 updates that are highlighted is all about the generative AI. So generative formulas will be enabled in Flow Builder if you have the correct Einstein add-ons. So you select the sparkle button to the right of the formula editor text box, which will display an additional prompt option. You can use the resource picker as you write your prompt to identify specific variables within the flow. So you can see what that looks like here. Now, if you're like me, you're probably already using ChatGPT or something similar to help you with flows within Flow Builder and the resources. And, maybe in the future, I'll make a video about how I use that. But it's nice to have a native functionality within Salesforce that you can use to help generate these formulas for your flows. So this is a really important update. I think it's really good to have something in-house versus going outside the ChatGPT and keeping it all within the Salesforce ecosystem. So now you can access flow versions in the new tabs. This is a major update. If you have built a flow ever, you know how aggravating it is to see be able to switch back to a previous version of a flow. Oh my gosh, this is so needed, especially when you have a flow that's 20 versions, you're troubleshooting, you're saving new versions or something, and you want to go back to the previous because you messed something up. Or maybe you just want to look at the way something was configured before you changed it. Huge update. As you can see in the top toolbar here, you can hit the down arrow and select the version you would like to look at, and you can open it up, which is amazing. So super excited for this. So now send email with attachments in the send email action within a flow. This is huge because before there wasn't an easy way to necessarily do this. So having this functionality in there without having to go to App Exchange or maybe a custom functionality. So just being able to add that attachment in. So it looks like the send email actually now supports attachments. So in Flow Builder, you can add that in while setting input toggles toggle to include the new attachment ID to include to input it. Select a source or enter a value as a comma separated list of attachments or content document ID. So you'll load those in, right? And then they have a use case there. So that's a great update coming to the send email action. Now you can set limit for get records in a flow. This is huge too. Instead of having to loop through and count, now you're going to be able to set a certain limit of records returned. So that is a nice SOQL statement. As you know, if you have written any SOQL statements, being able to limit stuff is awesome when you're doing that. So having this native functionality within your get records, as you can see right here, you can set your maximum number of records to store, which is amazing. So I love that. Transform join. So you merge fields from two collections into one. So use case, you can merge product and order collections to get only products that are part of an order, or you can merge account and assets together to get company info on asset records. So the way you would configure that is you would need to choose the two source collections to join on and one collection that these two collections will be merged into. So choose the join key, common field to join on. Maybe it's account, maybe it's name, serial number, whatever. Choose which fields, objects, and collections to carry over, and then map fields, objects, collections from previous steps to the target collection. As you can see, they have this right here. You have your get records from a get contacts and get accounts, and then you select that join, and then you can transform and select all your data here to join. I'm actually excited to play with this, and off the top of my head as I'm recording this, I can't think of a situation where I would use this just yet, but I have a feeling there are many, many situations that I would use this for, and I can't wait to actually use this in real life. New resource picker rollout progress. So in the Spring 25 release, the new friendly resource picker has continued to extend to more elements. It's now fully auto-enabled in the decision, create records, assignment, loop, subflows, sort, orchestrator, stage, and orchestrator steps. It's also enabled for pick lists and other elements, but you may note that there may be a mix of old and I think I'm supposed to be and new resource pickers. So you can see that looks like here, and that's okay. So a nice clean look to everything. This is what the old one looks like. You can see what the new is. I think the new is a lot easier to read, so I'm happy to see that being updated. Search for nested resources. So search up to 10 layers of nested data in the resource picker. So the new nested search allows all resources up to 10 layers deep to be displayed in the resource picker search results. This enhancement will be auto-enabled in all flow resource pickers that utilize the new resource picker. So this is great. So their little use case is a user is in the decision node and wants to select the close date output from the get records opportunity lookup. Previously, the close date output was not displayed in the resource search results. Now with the new nested search enhancement, the close date field will display and can be selected by the user. Yeah, this is great, and you can go into greater depth with your data. So this is an amazing update, and I'm really excited to see this. All right, so this takes us into flow management. So create new flow experiences, create a flow the way that you choose via Einstein, search, categories, or frequently used. So this is kind of what it looks like here. So no configuration necessary, just open the Salesforce automation app or marketing app, click flows tab, and then click new button. So you'll see it there. So you can, it's just a new interface, new look, and it looks clean. I mean, for me, I'm so used to seeing the old that this will take a little getting used to. But I really think that's the future. It gives it a more modern design look as well. Monitor tab for automation app. So as part of the Flow integration, GA provide a list for connector errors in automation app. Also show any types of errors and error detail with occurrences in Flow interviews. Users also want the option to view paused and failed flows in a single list view. Yes, please. I would love that. So it's a single place and automation app to view flow interviews and resume a paused flow or debug a failed flow after getting a context error. So this is great. New way to view flow errors. That's amazing, and pause flows. So I'm happy to see that going in as well. Oh, I went the wrong way. My bad. All right, so that takes us into the MuleSoft for flow integration. I'm not going to go into this too much. I don't use a ton of MuleSoft flow integration, but feel free to go in and take a look at this for yourself. It's great to see them adding in a lot more stuff for this. But what I am interested in is screen flows. Screen flows are huge. I don't know about you guys, but we use them all the time, and they're a great way to do a low-code solution or no-code solution for end users. So looking at the updates is real-time validation for screen flows. Yes, thank you. So users will get immediate feedback when entering bad data. Customers can can add validation to screen components, but the validation is executed when the user clicks the next. But going forward, it's going to be real-time validation. Thank you. This is huge. I'm so happy that this is being added in. So one thing to note is the flows need to be on API version 63 or higher. No big deal. Get those things up on the better APIs or higher APIs, whatever you want to call it. And this is a huge update. So happy to see that. So this is going to be in beta. So it's reactive screen actions. So launch screen actions based on users' input changes to create truly reactive forms. So this is what you're looking at over here. So you have a create record-based dependent pick list, and then you can search for records without navigating. So search for records without navigating, create a record-based dependent pick list, provides summary data for selected rows and a data table like total amounts, roll-ups, or more, and real-time validation. So this is huge. So being able to do this is very, very nice. I would love to see this in action, especially in a very large org, and see how it handles that. But this is in beta mode. There's probably going to be some changes to it as time goes on. But this should, they say the impact is drastically reduce the need for custom LWCs. That would be huge. Even though LWCs is the future, low code is better. If we can use screen flows to do that, that would be amazing. So we'll see how this pans out. Built-in progress indicators, another huge update coming to screen flows. So as you can see, you can actually add a progress meter at the top of the screen or the footer of the screen, and there's two different versions of it, the way they look. There's one that's more prominent and one that's a little more sleek. But as user progresses through your screen, you can name it, each of these sections, whatever you want. But as they progress through the screen, there's a progress meter natively built in to Flow Builder. Massive. Enhanced flow stage management. Avoid manual assignments for updating stage variables. So, so you can update the current stage from review order to payment information. So your stage is automatically updated as they progress through. This is awesome. It's going to be faster time to configure these, and there's no extra complexities in your flow canvas when doing this. This is another big update, especially if you this applies to your org and what you're doing. Another massive update. We have a few updates for prompt triggered flows. I personally don't use a ton of these flows, but I'll just kind of breeze through these a little bit. Manual and automation inputs in prompt flow. So multiple flows can be used with a single prompt template in Prompt Builder, and it talks about how to configure that. So this is probably going to save you a ton of time if this is something you're using. Subflow element enhancements. Now, I do use this. So auto launch flow is now supported in prompt subflow. So users do not have option to break down their flow into building blocks and reduce the complexity of prompt flow. As a user, you don't have to, you have the option to reuse a prompt flow in order to break down or split elements of a flow. This is huge. I think this is an amazing update that they're adding in for the prompt triggered flows. And then updated prompt flow validation experience. So so while a user builds a flow, Flow Builder automatically surfaces any issues in the errors and warnings, as you can see here. So this is kind of what you're used to whenever you're building out other flows. So this is great that they are adding it in for this as well. And they do have some updates from flow orchestration. You can take a look at those for yourself. Run details in the automation app, easy configuration for steps, which is amazing, and translation support for steps. So take a look at that. And they actually have an update to approvals. So automated approvals, users can ensure that pricing, discounts, and terms adhere to organizational policies during quoting and ordering. So if you are using this is going to be a good update for you and your org. So yeah, then you can see it goes into Scale Center and Apex concurrency and all that jazz. So we're going to go back to the top. We're going to take a look at one more section here. We're going to take a look at this Salesforce overall. This is oftentimes some of the bigger updates that are coming in, and note that there may already be some of the stuff I covered in this as well. So just note that I might skip over one of them if it kind of reiterates that. But on slide 4, lists. List view object home modernization. They got a screenshot for us here. So list view object homepage to create and customize list views for yourself or your org. Use actions and inline edits to update records directly from the list view and leverage filtering, sorting, and charts to personalize the list view. So the object home has a faster loads, enhancements, and a modern architecture for feature enhancements. Great update coming in. This is great. List view multi-column sort. So personalize your list views by sorting up to 5 columns. So a multi-column sorting button is available in the list view header for supported objects. And then it allows you to sort from 2 to 5 columns. That's huge. Love that. So now you can personalize large list view data sets with multi-column sorting. So this is huge. So it looks like, I don't know, it says if the object is supported. It looks like opportunities by account, stage, and amount is like their use case they have. So I'm interested to see what objects are supported by this, but this is an amazing update that I'm glad to see. Related list multi-column sort. So the same thing, but on related lists as well. Another massive thing that I'm happy to see. Lightning Web Runtime Record List component. So this is a little bit new to me as well, but use the record list component in LWR Experience Cloud for all templates. Select the object, list view, number of rows to display, and pagination options. Customize text table, header attributes, and use themes or custom CSS to create your desired look and feel. So yeah, if this, I'm not familiar with this, it's in beta, but if maybe this is something you can utilize in your org. So that's kind of the overall updates there. And actually, they still continue on. So this is Salesforce Lightning Design System. I'm going to skip over this section. Digital wallet. So that's all they have in the overall. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I thought they would have a little bit more in the overall section. I am going to go ahead and cover mobile on this as well. Mobile, I think, is underutilized in Salesforce. I know they are doing more and more updates to make it a little bit more user-friendly. Let's see what updates we have for mobile this time. Mobile app and mobile app plus. New sales mobile experience. So this will be restricted to being project manager enabled, primary catered to SMB customers. This is designed to work with Agentforce out of the box if the customers have it enabled. As you can see on the right, has a nice design, looks great. So it's easier for reps to take actions to keep deals on track with mobile first actions. Obviously, it's a little bit restrictive to people that have work with Agentforce out of the box. So that's the update they have there. We have mobile publisher, enhanced mobile security customization. So enhanced mobile security for mobile publishers allows customers to configure their security application screens through mobile publisher setup. Customers simply need to navigate the setup, upload their font, select the colors, and their new build will match the configuration style. Love that. I think this is great. They're adding this in. Love this. Opt-in biometrics on login. I love this. Thank you for adding it in. So opt-in biometrics on login allows for users to opt into biometrics after their first time logging in and then utilize them going forward. Thank you for adding this in. So many people that in real life have asked me about this, and they're like, can I have biometrics? And it's like, sorry, no, we don't have that. This is huge. I'm so happy that we have this added in. Enhanced downloads. Download any file from mobile publisher. So the functionality roll out in the 14.000 mobile publisher release. Customers will not need to configure anything. Download links should begin to work as expected, and a broader range of downloads will be supported. Mobile platform. Briefcase Builder files priming. Briefcase Builder now allows files to be included in a briefcase configuration in addition to records for the Salesforce mobile app plus offline application. So faster task completion and reduce mobile user frustration. Hey, that's great. I personally haven't used this functionality, but love to see it. It's in beta form right now. Mobile Builder for seller focused experience. So you can make common information more discoverable, optimize mobile user experience for each customer's unique needs, increase mobile user efficiency. That's amazing. Love to see it. It's in beta form as well. URL addressable components. You can navigate to a component that defines the Lightning URL addressable target in the component's JS meta file, the XML file, to make the component available for navigation. Set the isExposed tag to true. Hey, love that nice mobile offline update. Then Vision Pro support. Wow. Build mobile SDK apps for Apple Vision Pro. This is a surprising update. I mean, I think it's great. I think it has limited usability. I don't know how many people own Apple Vision Pros, but hey, we now have the support for it with the Salesforce mobile app. OWC Local Dev Preview for mobile. This is a big update. I love this. So it's just a big improvement. So you can use VS Code to build your LWCs and deploy them, but this is a way to actually preview it for mobile. That is amazing. I'm actually really happy to see this, and I think it's a really, really cool update. But I do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video today. I am back. I apologize for the long delay, but I will be making videos on a regular basis again. Probably one video a week is what I'm aiming for. It is going to be probably a little bit longer form content since the last time I posted, I believe. Yeah, I have 2 more certifications. I'm 5X Salesforce certified now. I need to make videos covering those certs that I earned. And I've just been growing within the Salesforce ecosystem. So I'm happy to talk about my experiences and what I've been learning and start doing more flow builder videos again. I really miss doing that. So I'm glad to be back. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. I really appreciate your time, and I will see you in the next video.